Hello peeps, and welcome to Modded Minecraft with Nightdagger. That's right, it's time for a new survival series, this time not in a challenge pack. This time we're going to play a good old-fashioned kitchen sink pack. And let me just go over here real quick because I need to pull something up. So yeah, I am starting myself off with a few things, and this I need to get rid of. So, I brought along a couple of friends for this new journey I'm on. Obviously, we have the progenitor, because he comes with me everywhere, and I also brought a cat from the last series. So they're coming along with me, and I went ahead and generated the world in advance. Normally I like to generate off camera, or I like to generate on camera, but this time I didn't. Because this mod pack is huge, and I wasn't sure how it was going to generate if I was recording while I was trying to generate. So, yeah, we're going to start off with a couple of things, though, before we get into anything. I'm going to run around and collect some stuff while we're chatting, but first of all, I have been waiting to release this for quite a while now, and this seems like the perfect time to do so. I have a Discord. I have a Gaming with Nightdagger Discord, and it is now open to the public, as of today. So, check the description of this video. The link to the Discord will be there. Standard rules for chat rooms apply. Don't be an ass, I will ban. All that stuff. But, you guys are welcome to come hang out. Now, I'm not sure how much I'll use the voice function of the Discord, because I prefer TeamSpeak, but I'll be idling in there in the text version. So if you guys have questions or suggestions or anything like that, feel free to hit me up there. Second, you guys know that I'm not the type to self-promote a whole lot, but when I dropped all of the monetization from my channel, I have noticed that my views have gone down 25%. My view time's gone down 25%. So, I'm not going to ask you guys to like the videos. I'm not going to ask you to like every video. That's unfair for a YouTuber or anyone to ask. Why would you ask people to like a video if they're not sure they're going to like the video? What I will ask is that if you like the video, hit the like button. If you don't, feel free to hit the dislike button, but just leave me a comment and let me know what I did wrong, or what you didn't like about the video. Because sometimes it's not even that I did something wrong, it's just that I did something you didn't like. I mean, that's fair enough. Can't please everyone. But yeah, viewer interaction helps to drive views, so if you guys do want to help out the channel, just make sure that you're interacting with the videos. Comment, like, dislike, whatever. So, with that out of the way, let's see. Number 3. What else did I need to bring up? And I can't remember. Oh yeah! So, while we're walking along and gathering some resources and finding a good place to hidey hole, let's talk about mods, because there's a shitload of them. And I'm going to handle these in roughly alphabetical order. This will also be posted in the description of the video, so if you have any questions, look there. And sometime within the next couple of days, I'm also going to post a video on... Oh, hi. That's not good. I'm also going to post an installation video explaining how you guys can install this mod pack and play it exactly as I'm playing. I will say, though, this mod pack requires a much beefier computer than my old mod packs, because I'm running this with a 6 gigs of RAM in order to get performance this good. I tried running it with 4 and it would barely chug along. If I ran it with less than 4, it would crash without memory errors. So, yeah, it's a beefy mod pack. So, let's start talking about... I'm going to have to find a place to hide soon. Let's look for a place to hide, and then I'll start talking about mods. I saw there was like a mountain range with some exposed stone. That might not be a bad place to hang out. Of course, now I can't see it. I don't remember where it was because I was busy talking. Oh well, we'll just dig into the side of the hill for the moment, and then we'll look around later. Yeah, note to self, turn off the auto jump. I hate the auto jump. Okay, so we'll dig down into here. Let's go ahead and get our first tools. We'll get that wooden pickaxe going. There we go. And then, yeah, I need to get underground. Because I fully expect the night to be pretty dangerous. Like, not terribly dangerous, but dangerous enough that I don't want to be out there. That should do it. Okay, let me do a little bit of inventory management here. We'll take out a little more room here. We found our first ore. Okay. Crafting table down. And the furnace get. And we'll go ahead and get some charcoal for a few torches. And while that goes... Oh. Yeah, I do have enough. Let's get rid of the wooden pickaxe. Switch out for the stone right away. We'll just collect a few more basic resources here. And here is our first copper. Spooky sound. Is that a cave? I can't say I've ever really heard that particular sound. Okay. We have tiny charcoal. And I need one piece of you because I need some sticks yet. There we go, torches. Put one up here to keep it lit, and we'll start digging down. Okay. While we're digging down, to go look for goodies, let's go ahead and start going through our mod list. So, we're starting out with dank null, because I like having the dev null, and I mean, it's just a really convenient thing to have while you're mining. So, of course I'm going to have something resembling that in the pack. Actually Additions and Actually Baubles are the next ones in the pack. Actually Additions is a known favorite on my channel. I love the drill, I love the other mechanics that it adds, and at this point, it's not one of my must-have mods, but it's pretty close. Actually Baubles makes it so that some of the stuff, oh hi quartz ore, some of the stuff that you get from that can actually be put into your Baubles slot. I also have Angel Ring to Baubles, so once I craft the Angel Ring from Openblocks, which is another one that's in here, or extra utilities rather, once I craft that, I can put that in the Bauble slot and forget about it. Let's see, what's next? AppleCore and ApplesSkin to get the extra info from here. That's going to be important for something that comes up later. Bad Wither, no cookie, because I do fully intend to automate killing the Wither at some point, and I hate the global noise. So, obviously we want to get rid of that. Baubles. Pretty standard for anything that adds jewelry or anything like that, so that you can, you know, put stuff on slots other than in your hotbar, or whatever. Bed patch. Unfortunately, the bed bug is still a thing. You can still get trapped while trying to sleep in a bed. It sucks, and I don't like it. So, bed bug, or the bed patch is a new one. I usually use bed bugs for this, but I'm hoping this one works better. I'm really hoping that this ends up being a better choice. And that actually prevents the bug instead of just giving me a way to kick myself if I do. Better builder's wands, because building large structures by hand is a pain in the ass. So having a wide selection of builder wands is going to help a lot, especially considering some of the things that I'm thinking about doing this series. Better FPS, in order to get, well, better FPS, I mean, that's pretty obvious. Bibliocraft, mostly just for decorative stuff, because I do want to try being fancy. We know I'm probably going to fail at that, but we're going to try. Let's see. Blood magic. Blood magic is back, and I like playing with blood magic, so it's probably going to be one of the first mods I start really focusing on. There's a lot of stuff that's added by blood magic that's just really good. Bookshelf, again, that is for mostly decorative value. The next one is an oldie but goodie. It hasn't been on the channel in a long time, but it was finally updated with an alpha version, and I wanted to bring it back. Buildcraft. Buildcraft is in the pack. So we're going to be using Buildcraft for some of our early game power gen. See how that works out for us. Did I use all of my sticks and all of my coal? I did. I'm an idiot. Beryllium dust. Oh, that's a Nuclearcraft thing. Okay. This is probably not a smart idea, but we're going to do it anyway. Definitely not a smart idea. You can stop right there. Yeah, I know. I cut off your only route to get me. No brains for you. I'm sorry. No, I'm not. That was a lie. Piss off. Okay, let's see. Buildcraft. Chickens. I mean, come on. There was a mod that adds chickens. I have to have it. So we added the chickens mod. It's not the resource chickens. I actually don't know what this chickens mod is. I kind of just added it because it was chickens. Chisel for all of the decorative funness. Cooking for blockheads. This is another thing that's going to come into play later on, because it's going to make something in the pack a lot easier. I'll explain more when we get there. Dark utilities, I mean, obviously, just because it adds a bunch of cool stuff. Diet hoppers, because one of my biggest pet peeves is that hoppers, the bounding block takes up a whole block. So if I put a hopper on this stone, I can't interact with the stone behind it. Diet hoppers changes the hoppers so that you can get to it. Makes it a little easier to work with hoppers. Draconic evolution. I mean, of course I'm going to put Draconic evolution in a pack. It's just too good in the late game, and it's too much fun, especially with us starting to play with the reactors and explosions and stuff now. I fully intend to try to set up a reactor without making it go boom this time. But that's way late game. Let's see here. What else do we have? Embers. This one caught my attention because it touts itself as a magic mod with a dwarven flavor. And for this series, I think I kind of want to try building a dwarvish fortress. I'm going to find an extreme hills biome with like really huge mountains, and I'm going to build a fortress into that with all sorts of stuff in there. And I'm going to try to automate as much as I can this time. Oh, what is this? Well, that gives away one of the mods that's in the pack. That's lithium, that's magnesium. That gives away another one. Let's just keep digging down. We'll get to those when we get to them. Ender IO. I mean, Ender IO is a staple. Of course it's going to be in here. The conduits are just too good. Ender storage for the Ender chests, of course. Exchangers, because there are few things more annoying than building a room with like cobblestone or stone or something like that. And then later on, you get access to a whole bunch of cooler looking blocks and you want to change it up. And you can't because, well, it's going to take you forever. So now you either have to sit there and stare at cobblestone, or you have to tear the whole thing apart. I hate that. I haven't seen any iron yet. That's kind of concerning. Okay, I have. It's just I'm not paying attention. There we go. There's a little bit of iron. We'll get an iron pick and we'll come back down here and see if we can get our first diamonds on camera first episode this time instead of like episode 3 or 4 like it usually ends up being. Are those entropy? Yeah, those are entropy crystals. Those I'm guessing are aqua. You're lithium, okay. Extra utilities, of course, is in here. Extreme reactors, because I like being able to set up an extreme reactor to produce power for me in the late game and not have to think too much about it. It's a nice base level source of power that's not terribly powerful, but provides enough to do most of what you need it to do. So, I like it. It's in the pack. Let's see. What's next? Flux networks. This is a new mod that I haven't played with that basically adds like a wireless flux network. And I like the idea because it means I can set up wireless power without having to worry about a whole... Yeah, I'll explain more when we get into it. It's not going to be early game for me, I don't think, but it's in. Alright, next up, Forestry, of course. Forestry is in here along with Binnie's mods and Gendustry. Because I hate bees. But I want to use bees, but I hate bees. So Gendustry is going to help us accomplish that goal. FTB Utilities is in for chunk management for me. Also for the home command. I'll be able to use the home command and warps. I like that. Funky Locomotion. If you guys remember back in the days of, what was it? Shit, I can't even remember now. Whatever Project E's predecessor was, the thing that Elaram did. God, it's been so long since I've used that mod, I can't even... Red Power. If you remember Red Power, it had those frames. Funky Locomotion is those frames. So I can use that to come up with some really interesting contraptions, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun to play with. Gravestone, because I die a lot, and I don't want to lose all my stuff. Immersive Engineering and Immersive Technology. Immersive Engineering, you guys have seen. Immersive Technology is an add-on that expands on it. More machines, more fun, more good stuff. Industrial Foregoing. If you guys remember Mine Factory, Industrial Foregoing is a modern port of Mine Factory. Kind of does the same thing, but up to date. Integrated Dynamics and Integrated Tunnels. Now, in Age of Engineering, Integrated Dynamics was in there. And I tried using it and I failed. And I want to take another look at it, and I want to get to where I'm proficient with it and can actually use it to do stuff. And I never had a chance to do that in Age of Engineering, so I want to try it now. Inventory tweaks, of course. That's one of my staples. Iron backpacks and iron chests, because storage is a pain in the ass, and better storage is obviously good. JEI and all of the integration mods, like Just Enough Resources, Pam's Harvest Craft Just Enough, Bees Just Enough, all of that stuff. Basically, you guys know what JEI is. I've got that and a bunch of add-ons for it. Journeymap should be obvious because you guys see the map in the corner. Light Level Overlay Reloaded, that's the hit F7, or is it F... I can't remember. There's a hotkey that if you hit it, it'll tell you what the light levels are, so you know where you have to put stuff. Let's see, where was I on this? Mekanism, plus generators and tools. Mekanism is in the pack. However, I actually found in Age of Engineering that I liked having to deal with Mekanism power generation to run Mekanism machines. So I have disabled RF compatibility for it. If I'm going to use Mekanism machines and get powerful ore processing technology that Mekanism produces, I have to use Mekanism's power. Keeps it from being too overpowered. Mob grinding utilities is just so that I can set up mob grinders if I want, if I decide that there's stuff that I need. Why am I chopping all of this by hand? Let's put down another crafting table and make an axe. One thing that is not in the pack is Tinker's Construct. I intentionally kept Tinker's Construct out of this pack because Tinker's Construct tools are just too good, too versatile, too powerful, and there's no reason to go for any other modded tool until you get like drills and stuff like that. But even then, you'll still come back to the lumber axe. You'll still come back to the picks for the easy fortune and all of that. So I wanted to kind of avoid that. I wanted to actually give a reason to use experience and give a reason to use other tools. So Tinker's Construct is not in this pack. Where's the last... Is there one under here? Or is it just from here? I don't know. We'll cut this one down anyway. So yeah, mob grinding utilities is in because I want to be able to build mob grinders. Nuclearcraft is a new mod that I added just because it sounded like a cool idea. I haven't really looked a whole lot into it, but from what I could tell, it seems like it's kind of like an IC2 reactor thing, but it produces RF power instead of EU, because I don't have Industrial Craft in this pack. So, Nuclearcraft ought to be fun to play with. Openblocks elevator. Basically, you guys remember the elevator from Openblocks, where you put the block on the ground, you put one above it, you stand on it, you jump and you go up a level, duck and you go down a level? Yeah. This just adds that block, without adding any of the other OpenBlock stuff. I have OpenComputers just because I want to have a computer mod pretty much every time I play, and OpenComputers to me is more balanced than Computercraft. Pam's HarvestCraft, that should be pretty obvious because you guys have seen some of the HarvestCraft stuff around. Matter of fact, one of them's right here. Portal Gun. I have Portal Gun in because Portal Guns are a lot of fun to play around with, and... Whoa, hi, lag spike. What the hell happened there? Don't know? Don't care. So yeah, Portal Gun's in because I like playing around with them, and it makes dealing with certain situations a lot easier, and it's also a lot of fun to just throw mobs by making them step into a portal and watching them go shooting off into the horizon. Project Red with all of the modules. So exploration, world, machine, all of that stuff. Because I like Project Red's timers and circuits and stuff like that are really easy to use, really powerful, and I like the wiring. I really like the wiring that Project Red adds, and I'm gonna need some of that for some of the stuff that I have planned late game. Quantum storage basically just adds the quantum storage unit. It's an infinite storage unit, effectively. I mean, you can fill it, but it takes so much it's ridiculous. So I wanted that to store large amounts of ridiculous amounts of stuff. Like cobblestone in the late game. I'll probably have cobblestone generation going at some point, and I'm going to want a way to store shit tons of cobblestone. Now, it occurs to me that I did not mark my house. My base, whatever. So I've been talking and I have no clue where I was setting up shop. Which means the little bit of iron that I threw in there is gonzo. Oh well. Not that big a loss. It was like, what, 3 pieces of iron? Yeah, it was 3 pieces of iron. Who cares? We'll just keep going. Unless this is it right here. There we go. Okay, I feel better now. We'll go ahead and block that in. And sure, why not? We'll give us a floor. Let's get a chest. We're actually going to want a couple, so I'll just go ahead and use the recipe for 4. Start putting some of this crap away. And you, and you, and you. And I want to get some more charcoal going. So we'll put you in there. That'll give me 1. Okay, quantum storage, quick leaf decay should be obvious. Random things just adds a bunch of random things. I like random things. So it's in. Ranged pumps, I wanted because, I mean, I have to dig that out a little bit. I wanted ranged pumps because I want a way to pull up fluids without having to be like right up on it. And it's just a nice way to... What am I trying to say? It's a nice way to have large amounts of fluid collection without having to babysit it too much. So we went with that. Let's see. Random things, range pump, reborn storage, and refined storage add-ons. Refined storage. Think applied energistics before channels, and you have refined storage. Refined storage is the easy, powerful storage capability of AE2 without the added complexity of the channels. So, really nice, really powerful mod that's really easy to use, as opposed to AE2 where you really have to know exactly what you're doing with AE2. We'll go ahead and put that in there. We're just going to burn an entire stack of wood to get some charcoal. There we go. So, yeah, refined storage is in. A2 without the extra nonsense. RF tools plus control and dimensions. I wanted dimension capability. RF tools adds it. Mistcraft was another possibility, but I like RF tools generation better than I like Mistcraft. You have more flexibility and more control over it. So I like having that control. Simply jetpacks too, because I'm going to want a jetpack early game, and there's no real easy way to get a jetpack early without using something like that. I mean, the angel ring is nice, but isn't it iron pick? What? Whatever, I don't know. Soul shards, the old ways. Lets you create custom mob spawners by killing enough mobs to charge a soul shard. You guys have seen the mod before, so it should be no surprise that it's in the pack. Storage drawers. Storage drawers is kind of an obvious choice. It's a great way to store stuff in the early game. And even into the mid game if you're using something that has the ability to interface with the drawer controller, which refined storage does. So I'll have the ability to keep that up in the early game. I'm just going to burn off this wooden pickaxe. We'll just dig kind of a straight path here until I burn the iron pick off. But yeah, storage drawers is in. Thaumcraft. This is one that may catch some of you by surprise. Thaumcraft was recently updated for 1.12, and I wanted to include it in my series. So Thaumcraft is in. Now, is it 100% stable? That I honestly can't tell you. As far as I can tell, it's pretty good. So, it's in the pack. We'll see how it plays out. The one probe is the thing that's giving me some of the info that I'm looking at. Like, it tells me that this is osmium ore. It tells me this is redstone ore. This is stone. It comes from Minecraft. If I come back here and look at this, that is lead ore from Thermal Foundation. It takes a diamond level pickaxe to break it. All that stuff. This just says pickaxe. Can I break it with any pick? Yeah, I can. Okay. Yeah, this takes a diamond level pickaxe, which iron happens to be. Oh, here's some quartz ore from Embers. I went ahead and left the Embers quartz ore on as well as the Thaumcraft one, because I hate having to go to the nether to farm for nether quartz. And this both adds nether quartz, so I like having that. No, come back here, kitty. So let's go ahead and keep digging. Now, here is the one that I was telling you guys that I added AppleCore, AppleSkin, Harvestcraft, cooking for Blockheads. The Spice of Life is installed. Now, the Spice of Life makes it so that any food that you eat loses nutritional value over time if you don't keep a varied diet. It's way too easy to fall into, oh, I'm just gonna set up a farm and farm wheat and make bread, and then I'll just eat bread all day, every day. I want to have a reason for making stuff other than just like one easy to make type of food. And honestly, one of the most fun things that I've done was a few series ago, I had a machine that was set up specifically to build grilled cheese sandwiches for me. That was the only thing that machine did, and I liked having a machine like that. I liked having a reason to build a machine that did nothing except make grilled cheese sandwiches. So, we're going to try that again. Rhodochrosite and resonating redstone crystals. Good. I needed some of those. Go ahead and dig this out. And you. And then we'll granite our way back out. So yeah, I added the Spice of Life just because I want to have to keep a varied diet, because it will give me a reason to do stuff other than set up one easy to make food source and keep using that forever. There's our first gold. I hear lava nearby. Okay, so Spice of Life. Thermal Expansion, along with the COFH base mods, Thermal Foundation, Thermal Dynamics, and Thermal Cultivation. Thermal Cultivation is the only one that might be unknown to you guys here. And what Thermal Cultivation does is it adds... Oh, hi. It adds farming machines to Thermal Foundation, which to me sounded like a really cool idea. So we're going to try it. We're going to see how it fares against Forestry. Torchmaster, because, like I said, I'm thinking about building a Dwarven Fortress, and Dwarven Fortresses are not well lit. As a matter of fact, a well-lit Dwarven Fortress is kind of tacky. You don't want to have well-lit fortresses as a dwarf. The only lighting that you should really have in a Dwarven Fortress is the foundries running, smelting up all of the metal. That's my opinion. So I wanted Torchmaster because Torchmaster adds the torch that keeps mobs from spawning. That way I can keep my Dwarven Fortress dimly lit. It'll still be lit, because I want you guys to be able to see. But I want it to be dimly lit instead of, like, fully lit, so that we can keep the ambiance. This is going to be a standard series, I can tell, where I'm going to go for, like, forever and a day without running across a frickin' diamond. Okay, what is that? Boron. Okay. Okay, my inventory's not full. Unit dipped. It's not a mod that lets you build something, per se, but it is a mod that tries its best to unify the output of any process so that all processes produce the same ingot. That way, that's thorium ore. That's nickel, okay. That way, if, say, I start with Thermal Foundation, Pulverizer, and I smelt up a whole bunch of copper with that, and then I say, okay, well, I've got better technology now, we're going to start using Ender.io. Well, Ender.io's got its own version of copper, and it prefers to make that copper. Well, now I've got two different types of copper sitting around, and I have to use a storage drawer to unify it, and it's just kind of a pain in the ass. What Unidic tries to do is it tries to say, hey, I've got 6 different possibilities for copper, which, by the way, the only copper, tin, lead, silver, aluminum, it's all thermal foundation. I've turned off all of the other types of copper and tin and everything from the other mods. When I was building this pack, there were 7 different types of copper. And it would have been, I would have dug 5 feet and found an ore vein. Dig 5 more feet, find another ore vein. It was just too much. It was too easy. So, that's why I added that. Let's grab our charcoal out, bust some of it down into tiny charcoal, and add that into here. And we'll put the rest away, along with all of the other crap that I've picked up. Random sticks. I need 2 of those random sticks. And I'm going to put the chicken and the cat away for now. I don't want to keep them with me and risk them getting hurt. Break this down. Break that down. More torches. Good deal. XNet and YNot. XNet is another type of item transmission system that has a few different capabilities from, say, the item ducts from thermal expansion and the conduits from... Yeah, it's got a few things that are different, and I want to try it out and see which one I like better. Why not? Why am I coming down here? But I'll have a pick. Why not is an add-on for that. I don't know exactly what it does yet. I remember looking at it and saying, yeah, that makes sense to have, so that's why it's in the pack. But I don't remember offhand what it does, really. And then I also have Yaba, which is yet another better barrel attempt, which I'm going to use to store a few things that I'm keeping large numbers of, and I don't want to put expensive upgrades into a storage drawer, but not so many that I'm going to want a quantum storage. And that wraps up the mod list. So, we've actually managed to spend most of this episode just listing the mods. There's a lot of mods in this pack. But I like having a lot of mods because, let's face it, the last couple of packs that I've done have been challenge packs. And the idea of a challenge pack is that it restricts a player. It restricts what you can do. It guides you along a very narrow route of what you can and cannot do. And I wanted to get away from that. I wanted to leave myself as much flexibility and as much room to do what I want as possible. I wanted this to be a true kitchen sink experience, where if you want to do something, there's a mod for that, and it's not stuck behind a gating of 5 or 6 different really expensive or irritating mods. I wanted the flexibility to do what I want, when I want, so that we can just have fun this time, instead of working towards something where the only real purpose behind doing it is to say, I did it. Granted, there is something to be said about the I did this, say I did it. But there's also something to be said about I just want to build a gigantic ore processing thing, and I don't want to have to tech gape myself through 3 different mods to get access to a frickin' pulverizer. So, that's why... What? Oh. Okay. Sure. This isn't necessarily good. Watch me get blown up. Actually, I don't see any mobs in here, so... What's that? A blue crystal cluster from Actually Editions. Huh. Okay. Well, I guess let's, from here... We'll just keep digging. And And of course, I've spent most of this episode digging while I talk to you guys about the mods that are installed and my reasoning behind putting the mods in. And what happens? I don't find a single frickin' diamond. That's par for the course. Hopefully this time I'll find the diamond before I start episode 2, though. Because last time the last time I did a series, it was, what, episode 3 or 4 before I found diamonds? I don't remember. All I know is it was ridiculous. I'm hoping we don't have that same experience, because a lot of things rely on diamonds, so not finding them early it's a slow start. And I don't like slow starts, especially when I'm trying to just do something to have fun. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to end this episode here, because I'm past the 40-minute mark, and this is where I would normally stop an episode anyway. So I'm going to keep digging off camera and see if I can find some diamonds. Thank you guys for watching. This has been Nightdagger with episode 1 of Mod of Minecraft with Nightdagger. I honestly can't remember which season this is, but I'm sure I'll find out between episodes. And oh, ow, what the hell? Bees? That's a beehive. That's legit a beehive. That's what... Hey, you little bastards! Run away! Okay, well, there's nothing to run to. Osmio, damn. I was gonna say, did I get lucky and just find diamonds there? Ay, ay, ay. Okay, thank you guys for watching. This has been Nightdagger with episode I don't know of... Well, not episode I don't know. Episode 1 of season I don't know of Mod of Minecraft with Nightdagger. Hope you guys are looking forward to the series. Is that destabilized redstone? It is. Okay, that's a new one. One of these days I'll actually finish my freaking outro. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you later, peeps. Still no diamonds, though.